if you didn't watch Panorama last night, it was brilliant. I'm very proud of Debs, and it was emotional. And if you watch it, it will be emotional. But it's such an important message about how COVID has affected cancer treatment, as well as the number of people getting diagnosed. Doug's story is that he had an upset tummy and he had night sweats, and he went to get checked. Well, he went to get checked, and he was 30, and he went to the doctor, and they said, "You're 30, it's probably anxiety, stress, or whatever." And he had his hand on the door, and he said, "Do you know what? I'm not right. Can you refer me, please?" And then he went on to have tests, and he had stage 3, really rare thyroid cancer, which is incurable, but he's fine. He had to have a major surgery and radiotherapy, which finished the day before I gave birth to Buster, so that was fun. And it's checked regularly, and actually in those years, which they said at the time, the treatment has changed quite a lot, in that if it comes back or grows again, there's treatments now that there weren't available 10 years ago. The idea of lots of people not getting checked because they don't want to go to the doctor because of COVID, but also just because I think especially women who go, "Oh, I've got this dodgy pain, blah, 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 but, I'm busy, kids, making an appointment. It took me 6 months to put a picture on the wall." Like, you can put off appointments, but don't. Because the difference with having a diagnosis, like for Doug, stage 3, had it been, I don't know, a couple of months later, it could have made quite a difference to what they could then do. It was starting to spread he had spread to a couple of lymph nodes. So it's so important. So that's why we're donating money to Cancer Research UK from Don't Buy Her Flowers, because it's a no-brainer for me. We have benefited from COVID, bizarrely, because the business has been so busy. And to me, to sit and go with the money would be weird. And, karma, it all comes back around. But I feel emotional. It's so important that you get checked if you think there could be something wrong. Deb said in the show last night, she was going to the doctor for about 6 months before she finally got the test that went, "Oh, you've got stage 4 bowel cancer." And she's like, what would have happened if it had been checked out at that first stage again? Like, she doesn't talk about that loads, but anyway, learn from it. And like Kelly, who was featured last night, if she could save some lives, and God, that program last night, there's no way that people watching it who have got a pain or something like that won't be going to the doctor. So they did so well. And if you have got money, or your job is dandy and you and your family are great, if Cancer Research UK is a charity that you feel passionately about because you've been affected, then you can donate some money. That's a way to help. £20 million shortfall, and I think it's quite hard, I suppose, when it's money. There's always charities asking for money, and weirdly, whenever you mention charity on here, then you get millions of people going, "Oh, can you give money to our charity?" You have to donate to charities that you feel passionate about. And cancer, 1 in 2 people will be diagnosed with cancer at some point in their lifetime. So that's pretty much all of us, because if it's not you, it's your partner or your friend, which is depressing. But because of the research, then it's not so depressing. But if there's a massive shortfall in funding, which is, I think Cancer Research UK account for 50% of the research that happens in the UK. So like the drugs that Doug took, the treatment that he had, the treatment that he would have if the cancer comes back, is because of the money that people donate. So anyway, that's all I've got to say. But if there's anything niggling, you're better to go to the doctor than not go to the doctor, because you might be a burden, or because you're worried about having to go in with a face mask or whatever. Just go.